There it is. What's up, everybody? Today is Wednesday, March 30th, 2016. In the year of our Lord, 2016. 3 p.m. in the afternoon in Los Angeles, California. And I want to welcome you to this month's Q&A session for Mad Society. The Mad Society family, the Morning Coffee crew, the Affiliate Marketing Rebellion. Looks like people are showing up. That's good. Let me turn on the Q&A box, see what you guys are up to, and we'll get this underway. What's up, Petri? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Matthew? What's up, Jack Kling? What's up, Darren? We got everybody in this place. All the regulars. We got Will. What's up, everyone? We got Web Guy. All right, cool. Looks like people are slowly filing in. I think half of our members live in other parts of the world, and right now they could be asleep. It could be 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. But for us, it's 3 p.m. It's a beautiful day to be alive, and Robert Downey Jr. is here. The first question is, damn, pimpin' glasses. Yeah, man, I got these yesterday. These are my old sunglasses. I took them back to the eye doctor, and I had them take out the lenses that were sunglasses, put in my prescription lenses, and then make them transition. So when I go outside, they turn black. When I'm inside, they go clear. And right now I'm sitting by a window, so they're kind of halfway in between. So it's kind of like a sunglasses look, but I can still see. It's beautiful. I love it. Trying them out. I like the Ray-Bans as well, but you know, you got to switch it up every once in a while. Let me turn the music off. Let's get down to business. I want to start off today by congratulating everyone for being here. Congratulate everyone for keeping up their work ethic and working hard to make the dream come true. I know there are varying levels of success with a lot of you guys. Some of you are doing very well, making lots of money every day, every week, every month. Some are just starting their journey, and some have been banging their head on the wall for months trying to figure this thing out. So I congratulate you guys on all levels for sticking with it, for being here, and for taking the risk and taking the shot that you're taking, because it's a risk you have to take if you want a better life. And I can tell you that from my own experience. I took the big risk. I invested years of my time experimenting and trying things. And then I finally figured it out. And the good news for you guys is I'm not a genius. I'm a creative guy, but I'm not very book smart. And it takes me a long time to figure things out. But that doesn't mean that I can't do it. It just means I have to work harder. And if I have anything, I have a hard work ethic, almost to the point of insanity. Like if I get interested in something and I know someone else is making money online doing this thing, I will stay awake until it's figured out. And that's pretty much what I did. So I congratulate all of you guys on all levels. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for your posts in the society. And thanks for putting up with my maniacal shit from time to time. And I also want to give you guys a reminder that no matter what we talk about here today, and no matter how many tips I give you or how much advice I can share today or tomorrow or last month or next month or this year in Mad Society, I can only give you so many tips, tricks, hints, pieces of advice, tutorials, walkthroughs, case studies, swipe files. I can only do so much. You have to do the work. Your job is to execute execute, execute. Do a little research, execute, execute, execute. A little bit of research, execute, execute, execute. You should be doing 3-to-1, trying things compared to researching things and reading things. If you do that, your results will come in 3 times as fast, because most people never take the action. They don't execute. They spend years reading and they think they understand the whole game, but they have no idea. It's like boxers say. You spend all your time training and sparring and you think you know how to box and you think you have a game plan, and then you get hit in the face. And then the whole game changes. So the best thing you can do, all I can do is lead the way. You got to execute. And some of you guys are doing it, man. We've seen some of our members go from making $0 a day to a couple hundred to 1,000 to 9,000. That was a pretty epic growth spurt that Peter had. That was pretty awesome to watch. And that can happen for anyone. If you pick a single traffic source, come up with a plan and stick to it. He came up with a very slick way to start small and build a profitable campaign on a certain traffic source that we will not name for security reasons. And he stuck with it for months, trying and trying, and then he figured it out. And that's what has to happen. It was his own idea. Like, it's not necessarily what I would do, because what his system was to start small and build it up. I like to start big and then pare it down as I have to. But it just goes to show, like, you come up with an idea, you stick with it, single offer, single traffic source, work out that one idea, and you go from 0 to a couple hundred to 1,000 to 9,000 a day. Like, that's how it works, man. So everybody remember that. We can talk and talk and talk, but it's all about, I hate the word taking action, so I'm going to say executing. So let's get into it, guys. That ends the intro sermon from the Reverend Milan. Now I'm going to delete all of your welcome statements and get to the questions. We're going to start with the questions that were asked on the website, on the forum, and then we'll move into whatever you guys have live. Delete some of these. So get ready. Here we go. We're going to do this for about an hour to 2 hours until we run out of questions, and then we'll be done. So we're going to start off with a question from Zaki. Zaki asks a good one. He asks about 3 questions wrapped in one, so let's split it up. He says, hey, Malin, it seems most super affiliates have built teams for their affiliate marketing businesses. But you said you're happy with going solo, and you are still one of the top big fishes in the industry without a team. So what's the behind the scenes secret? Is it because you are always super productive and can deal with the workload equivalent to a whole team? And let me just say something that I say a lot. And that is, you do not need a team to start an affiliate marketing business. I repeat, you do not need a team or a partner or outsourcers or anyone else other than a few friends and an affiliate manager and a mastermind group like us. You don't need any team to start doing affiliate marketing. The people who started this thing, this echo, you got to build a team, you can't compete unless you get a team. Those guys have been in the industry for, some of them almost 10 years, some of them more than 10 years, 15 years. And they're putting the fear of God into all the new affiliates that are coming into the game. They're putting the fear of God into them that they can't compete unless they build a team. And so what happens? So a lot of newbie affiliates, Instead of worrying about trying to find a great offer and figure out how to make money with it, they're stressing out about how are they going to build a team. I don't have a team. I don't have money for a team. And my advice to you, if you're new, don't worry about a team. Don't even think about starting a team. Because here's the other side of that coin. These guys that are pitching, you got to have a team, you got to have a team. They all started their affiliate marketing career. I know some of them. And I know the biggest guys in the industry. And all of the guys saying that you need a team that I know started by themselves. One affiliate with one computer, one offer on one traffic source. And some of them did that for 5 to 10 years before they built their team. So if you've yet to make your first $1 million, or if you've been doing affiliate marketing for less than 1 year, stop worrying about a team. Now, if you are a good team builder and you've put together a hot team and you're doing well, that's fantastic because there are no rules. You can either have a team or not have a team. But what I want to stress is for you new guys that you don't have to worry about not being able to start making money without a team. Now, me personally, you asked about my behind the scenes secret. I don't have a behind the scenes secret. I just put in the work every day, sometimes 7 days a week, sometimes for months on end without a break. And I like the work. I like to do it. I don't mind it. Off and on throughout my 9 years in paid affiliate marketing, in doing paid media buys, I've had personal assistants. I've had a few outsourcers from time to time that make ads for me and do landing pages and run numbers and make spreadsheets, but not all the time. Right now, I have no outsourcers, no assistants whatsoever. It's just me. And how do I make the workload equivalent of a whole team by myself? I probably don't. And that's the other side of the coin. Yes, if I had a team of 25 people working under me, or even a team of 10 people working under me, I would be able to put out a lot more work. Not 10 times, because half my time would be spent fixing what they break. But I would be able to put out more work and probably make some more money if I had a big team. But I don't want to deal with other people on a daily basis. So I choose to do it myself because I know that I can. And I can make way more money than I need, more money than a doctor or a lawyer or any other profession out there that's supposedly high paying. And I can do it all myself. Someday, I may put together a team of people. Hell, I may grab some of you guys and start doing experiments with you. But for right now, I'm doing it myself. And I want to burn it into your soul over and over again that you don't need a team to get started. You can make your first $1 million by yourself in your apartment with the computer you have right now. You don't need to upgrade your gear. You don't need a standing desk. You don't need a super set of certain headphones. You don't need any of that. You just need a computer with an internet connection and a few people around you that can help you and give you ideas. That's what I did. And that's what I recommend. But the other side of the coin is if you want to build a team, you can. There's no rule that says you have to have a team or that you have to be by yourself. It really depends on what you want to do. I just want to relieve your fears because I know you guys are scared that you can't compete, so you don't even jump in the water. But that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You can compete. I've been doing it for years. And all the guys with teams now started by themselves. That's the hilarious thing when people say you can't do affiliate marketing without a team. And I know for a fact that they've been doing it for 8 years by themselves. I also know affiliates who have built teams and businesses and that failed miserably. They went from making millions of dollars a year by themselves to setting up an office and hiring 10 employees and the whole thing crashing and burning. That can happen too. It can fail with a team. And if you fail with a team, you fail big because you are responsible for other people's money. and livelihoods. And then if you fail, you fail 10 times as badly. But then I know guys who've built businesses and they have gone on to make, companies that do hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So it just there's no rules, again, is what I'm saying. Now, the second part of Zaki's question is, how do you deal with burnout periods and low motivation? What keeps you going after doing so well in the industry for these last 10 years? I'm guessing it's not about the money. Right. And it was never about the money for me. I never was trying to get rich or whatever doing affiliate marketing. I never had dreams of making millions of dollars or anything. My goal was to make $100 a day. I wanted to do it just to get $100 a day. That's all I wanted. That was my dream. To this day, I don't do it for the money. I do it because I enjoy it. The money's an amazing side benefit. But as I've said 100 times before, if I was making $100 a day still, I would still be doing it because I like doing the work. Now, when you do it all yourself, you do burn out. I burn out hardcore because I will sometimes work myself for months, 7 days a week, really no breaks. Not even that I have to, I just get locked in and I don't pull out for months. And I know I've hit a stopping point when I'm just flatlined. I have a headache, I can't see straight, my eyes start to hurt on a regular basis, my sleep starts to fall apart. And when that happens, I have to leave. I go to Oklahoma, I go to Vegas, I'll go to New York, go to California, I'll go somewhere, I'll kidnap a girl and take a few weeks in Maui or something and just get out of town. And while I'm gone, some of my campaigns can continue to run and I'll check on them every once in a while. But for the bulk of my away time, I know that I'm going to make less money. And that's one of the pitfalls of working for yourself. It doesn't mean you're going to go broke. It just means that while you're off taking a break, your income won't be through the roof. Unless you have autopilot campaigns like I have from time to time that run themselves and you don't have to worry about it. But that's what I do. When I hit a really serious burnout point, and this is something that I'm working on, is not hitting that breaking point. I'm trying to work into my schedule to take more regular breaks, like even just a week every couple of months. It'd be best if I could do like a weekend every month, just at least one weekend every month, get out of town, at least get out of my neighborhood, go to the beach, get an Airbnb and get out of town. But that's the trick for me, is I do burn out, but I always recover. And when you take a break, you come back stronger than ever. And no, it's not about the money at this point. But like I said, from day one, it wasn't about the money for me. There are some guys that did it for the money, and most of them quit because they put this expectation on affiliate marketing that they were going to make millions of dollars or they were going to quit. Kind of the way I did with the music business. I was either going to be the biggest rock and roll singer in the world, bigger than Jim Morrison, and just change the whole world, or I was going to shoot myself. Like those were my options. And some people come into affiliate marketing with that same mindset of like, I've either got to make $1 million this year or I'm going to quit. And everyone that comes into the industry with that mindset fails that I know. I've seen them come and go 100 times. Or some of them come in, make a bunch of money and blow it all at once. And then they realize that they would have to make it all back and they quit and go get a job. It's sad to watch. But yeah, man, it's not about the money for me so much. Never was. And I would say that if you are tuning into this broadcast thinking you're going to strike it rich online, and the thing is you might, but if you expect it and it doesn't happen, you're setting yourself up for failure. So what I like to do is, what's the phrase? I like to expect the worst, but hope for the best. Hope for the best, but expect the worst. The best, millions of dollars of profit every year. The worst, $100 a day, working 12 hours a day. That's kind of my mindset with affiliate marketing. It's fun. It's a great escape from the regular world, from the 9-to-5 society. And if you enjoy the work, you're going to do well. If you stick with it, you're going to make more money than you can at any other job. It might take you a year. It might take you a week. Everyone's different. But if you stick with it and you enjoy the work and you constantly adapt as things change, as they do all the time, you'll do well here. Let me, while At this point, I'd like to address something else before we go on with the other questions. Let's talk about something. I was going to say this at the beginning, but I forgot. Let's talk about, speaking of adapting, let's talk about the big shift that's going on right now in the industry. I'm not going to say the name of the network for security reasons, but you know what I'm talking about if you're a member of the society. But recently, one of our favorite traffic sources has gone through a major shakeup. And most of you guys, myself included, are all shut down right now. And you don't know what to do. You're freaking out. I'm right there with you. And what happened was this traffic source has been kind of freeballing it for the last few years. They're one of the few remaining traffic sources that were allowing some grungy stuff to go down. Most other traffic sources have updated their policies. These guys were still kind of freeballing it, like I said. Now the hammer's come down on them. I don't know why. There's a few reasons. It could be either they were contacted by the like a regulatory figurehead of some sort, or they or their actual publishers on their network are tired of looking at these affiliate marketing ads. And you know the ads I'm talking about. They're the cloaked guys doing all the crazy stuff. And the publishers, you know, like Forbes.com is clicking the ads and seeing them and getting pissed off. So no matter how it happened, it's happened. And right now, their entire business model is about to change. And if you're a cloaker guy, and I'm sure we have a few, if you're a cloaker guy on this network, you're done for now. And you're going to have to adapt or die. Now, a big shakeup like this can be good news or it can be bad news. It can be bad news if you're lazy and you've gotten used to having an easy run and you've made a bunch of money and you're upset because now you're shut down because they banned 90% of the cloaked accounts. They went in, checked everything, shut down everyone. They shut down some of my ads. I don't use a cloaker. It's not my thing. But they shut down some of my ads just because I didn't capitalize the brand name of the product I was promoting. So that goes to show you the level of detail they're going in and shutting down. They didn't ban my accounts, but they did reject all of my ads. I changed the letter from lowercase to capital, put them all back into pending, and it's probably going to take a week or more to get those ads live again. And I understand the game. I'm not upset. I'm just going to see it as kind of a temporary break. And I'll have a little more free time on my hands to speed up my landing pages, you know, find new ads, think up new ideas, or run around town and go see comedy shows. And here's the benefit. This can be a good thing, what's happening right now, because click costs are about to go down. Let's just say that the guys that they're banning, the guys and girls they're banning, are your competition. And these guys are making huge profits, gigantic ROIs, and they're willing to pay gigantic CPCs for their traffic, which means if you want to compete, you have to pay giant CPCs as well. Now that they're all going to be wiped off the face of the earth, most of them aren't going to come back. Most of them don't have the guts to figure out a new way and adapt. Most of them are going to be gone. They're going to move on to Facebook or whatever the next traffic source is to run their bullshit. But for those of us who stay, that traffic source is going to become twice as profitable as it's ever been before. If your click costs before were 45 cents, they may be 25 when this all settles down, because all the competition is going to be knocked off the map. So remember, only good things happen. When I heard this happen, when I heard this was happening in my head, I thought only good things happened. Only good things happen. And I know that for me, things are about to get a lot better. So if you're running non-cloaked on this traffic source, get excited, because this is one of those experiences, guys. A lot of you ask about, you know, there were big changes in 2009, 2010. Then there were big changes again in mobile in like 2013. And there were big changes way before with ringtones and stuff in 2005. This is what it's like. You're experiencing exactly what we all went through back then. And the good news is the industry persists. It didn't go out of business. Everyone's still making lots of money and things move on. As long as you can adapt, you will survive. And if you can't adapt, what do they say? You die. All right, so I just wanted to cover that. So if you're pissed off and frustrated with that traffic source, don't worry. Just hold tight. We are all waiting with you. And it should take a week or so and things will be back to normal. Or not normal, but they'll go back to being usable. Okay. Next question is from our old pal Prakash. And he says, do you have any tips to handle frustration in this industry and to stay focused? And that's really a good question because we just talked about it. What I do is I always look for the good in a bad situation. If things change, if things fall apart, if a campaign breaks down, if a traffic source changes their rules, try to remember that something good can come of this. It almost always happens. One of the examples that I like to give is a traffic source once asked me to make a bunch of changes to a landing page. They wanted a different headline, different images. I couldn't say this, I couldn't say that. They didn't like my CTA. They didn't like anything. I had to change the whole page. And I thought, man, this is never going to convert. So I launched the campaign following all their rules. And once I got live, I snuck in a split test of the old original page versus their compliant page. And believe it or not, the compliant page that they made me edit converted 3 times better. I was getting 3-to-1 conversions of the other page. It's one of those circumstances where a situation could frustrate you, but you have to remember something good could come of this. It won't always happen, but it can happen. And if you don't have that mindset, you'll lose your mind in this industry. Your question about how do you handle frustration in the industry and stay focused, that's it. Look for the good in a bad situation. As far as staying focused, here's what I recommend. Don't pay attention to the day-to-day nonsense about anything. Day-to-day changes or problems here, problems there, don't matter. If you can't log into your traffic source for 2 days, don't worry about it. Don't freak out. If you can't get a campaign approved immediately, don't freak out. Don't worry about it. If someone says you have to have a team to make it in affiliate marketing now, don't sweat it. It's kind of like with the stock market. If you were to watch the stock market every day of the week and make changes based on the daily fluctuations that happen in the stock market, you will go broke and you will lose your mind and you will jump out of a window and kill yourself. It's happened thousands of times in the last 100 years. People who try to chase the market fluctuations, they make a mistake, they lose all their money, they jump out of a window and kill themselves. But the guys like what I do, and the index fund investors, we don't pay attention to the day-to-day changes in the stock market. I don't care. I might check the rate once a week or something, but I don't make any adjustments. I don't make any changes based on those day-to-day results because I know in the long run, they don't matter. And if you hear a rumor in an affiliate forum or on a blog that something's about to happen in the industry and you get all worked up, you can drive yourself crazy for a month and then it won't actually happen. So you just wasted that month of worrying when you could have been working on your campaigns and just staying focused and doing the work. As an affiliate marketer, your only job is to launch, test, and optimize campaigns. Shut everything else out. Pick a few guys that you want to listen to that are more experienced than you. We have a couple of great guys in the forum. There are a couple of great bloggers posting stuff right now, a couple other forums with great members, and just stay on the path. Don't get freaked out when little things change or a rumor starts that Volume, like for example, there was a rumor that Volume was stealing campaigns or that they had an in-house media buyer, and everyone started losing their minds and leaving Volume. I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, even if they are doing that, my profits haven't changed any since this news came out. And unless I see like a huge dip in my profits, I'm just not going to worry about it. Of course, I'm going to continue using Volume, even if they have 100 media buyers and they're stealing everyone's campaigns, because I don't care. I'm focused. Same with affiliate networks. Ads for Dough is one of my favorite affiliate networks, and they have an internal media buying team that runs offers and campaigns right alongside of us. And you know what? It works out very well for us because their affiliate managers are able to ask their internal people and get all kinds of great answers about offers. You want to work with an affiliate network that can help you run an offer? Go to Ads for Dough. Ask their media buyers, like, hey, what are you guys doing? Sometimes they'll give you their landing page and ad and say, here, try this. I've done it several times with them. But some people would see it as a problem and lose their mind and post on Wicked Fire that Ads for Dough is stealing everyone's campaigns or whatever, which is just ridiculous. There's so much traffic online. No one person or no one company is going to steal it all. So I hope that answers your question, Prakash. In other words, just keep your head down, do the work. Don't worry about what anybody else says. There will be hard times and there will be great times, and expect both. That way, when the hard times do come, you'll be ready for it. And when the good times come, you'll be ready for that too. But the bad times will come, believe me. All right, man, let's move on to the next question. This one's coming from FB2740, who lives in Bali. Nice. I forget your real name, brother, but your username is FB2740. And here's an interesting question. It starts off, says, one cannot run campaigns forever. It is not a sustainable business model. What is the exit strategy in this business? Milking the cow until it's dry? What's your exit strategy? Okay, we're going to have to tear this apart, guys. Let's start with the first sentence. One cannot be running campaigns forever. Why not? That's like saying one cannot be a dentist forever. It's not sustainable. It is sustainable. People do it all the time. Instead of drilling on people's teeth, you're launching campaigns. This, to me, is another example of this echo chamber in the affiliate marketing world. Someone has said affiliate marketing is not a sustainable business model. And now everyone just has that in their brain and they're repeating it. You can't run campaigns forever. Why not? Who told you that? And what authority do they have? It is a sustainable business model. I've been doing it for a decade. I know guys that have been doing it for 25 years. And these guys have net worths of $5 to $50 million. They have ups and downs, good years, bad years, just like any other business. But it's 100% sustainable. Your campaign is not sustainable. The campaign will change, the traffic sources will change, and the methods will change. But the affiliate marketing business is not going anywhere ever. As a matter of fact, I would say that the affiliate marketing business is going to take over the normal 9-to-5 workforce soon in the future. It's going to happen because they're building robots right now to replace everyone at 9-to-5 gigs. That's not sustainable. Those minimum wage jobs everyone's arguing about, they're all going to be gone in 20 years. Robots will be serving you McDonald's burgers. Robots will be delivering you rental cars that drive themselves. You know, Uber will be driven by robots. Taco Bell will be made by robots. Chipotle will shoot burritos out of a machine. The 9-to-5 job is not sustainable. It's more and more going to go online. So my advice to you, quit trying to worry about what the exit strategy is and try to get into the business. If you're asking this question, I'm going to guess that you haven't made $1 million online yet. And you're worried about an exit strategy. You know what my exit strategy is? When I'm done, leave. When I'm done, quit. Will I have a sellable asset? Probably not. I could sell my blog. I could sell my forum. If I develop some courses, maybe I could sell those. But as far as my campaigns go, it's not a saleable business. And I don't care. Having an exit strategy is kind of it's like startup speak. You know, if you're going to build Facebook, what's the exit strategy? Well, we're going to build it to 1 billion users, $100 million valuation, then sell it and leave. A lot of people do that, make a lot of money. But for me, for affiliate marketing, I will run campaigns forever. It's a totally sustainable business model. And my exit strategy is that when I'm done, I'll stop. And the good news is that I'm able to make so much more money doing this than normal people can at a 9-to-5 job that I won't have to worry about retirement or an exit strategy. I'll have so much money in the bank. And if you're smart and invest your money in index funds and other things, you'll have money for life. So my advice to you, FB 2740, is to focus on making your first $1 million. If you've made $1 million, focus on making 10. Then worry about if it's a sustainable business model or not. Do you guys agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. It's not going to sway my opinion one way or the other. That's what I believe. I stand by. I've been saying this for a long time, man. I don't agree with the common echoes about affiliate marketing that it's not sustainable. I just don't agree, because I've been doing it for a decade, and I've watched my friends lose their jobs and go broke. My friends that had the quote unquote stable life, you know, making $100K a year at an ad agency or whatever, $150,000 a year, they all just get wiped off the map, fired, and they go to $0 a year, and they're looking for jobs, and they're going to work at Chipotle until the robots replace them. So I hope that answers your question, man. That was kind of a brutal answer, but it's just the way I feel. I don't have an exit strategy. I don't worry about any of that stuff. You know what's funny is a lot of these questions are fear-based. A lot of these questions are based in fear. And it's kind of like, one of my friends is a great pickup artist. He's one of the top guys on earth. He's amazing. He dates like 15 women at a time. He could date 50 at a time if he wanted to, but he only, deals with 7 or 10 at a time. But he said a lot of his students, when they come to him, the same way you guys come to me, he said, here's what they do. He says, go talk to that girl. Go walk up and approach that girl. And they go, well, what if she doesn't speak to me? What if she thinks I'm too short? What if she says that she doesn't like my shoes? What if my hair's not the right style? What if this? What if that? And he goes, well, look, you've already talked yourself out of it before you've even tried. So until you've tried and been shot down 100 times because of your haircut, don't worry about that. Just go up and talk to the chick. And once he can get them to break past that initial fear, they start making progress. They start meeting girls, because girls don't care what your hair looks like. Some of them do, but not all of them. If you have a great personality and you can talk well, they're not going to turn you down because your hair is weird or you think it's weird or whatever. But it's the same with affiliate marketing. There's a lot of fear that you guys are experiencing that you don't need to worry about. Like, is this sustainable? Do I need a team? Make your first $1 million first. Or make your first $100,000 first. Make enough money to quit your job first. Let's start there. Make that $100 a day on a regular basis first. Quit your job, sit in your driver's seat, become a real affiliate, and then worry about all this other stuff. There's no reason to be scared, man. I did it, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, A lot of guys are doing it right now. While you guys are scared, people are making millions. Drilling offers right now as we speak. Someone's having their first 50K profit day today. All right, let's go to the next question. Also from FB 2740. How do you come up with different angles apart from direct, obvious one for any given offer? Any examples would help a ton. Okay, number one, I look for other people's angles. When I start a campaign, I never sit down and close my eyes and try to come up with some crazy new angle. I look around and see what other people are doing. And if no one else is doing it yet, I don't do it. So I look around. I think his name is Francisco. Okay, yeah, I think you're right, Francisco. I look around, see what other people are doing, and I take their angles. And then I do variations of those. When I see what works, then I might try my own ideas. And when I get into that mode, I can't explain my creative process, I don't think. But I'll just think about, let's try to do one real quick. Let's say we're doing, what's a current offer that's fairly large? What's the nootropic, the brain supplements? I don't do that, but it's a popular one right now. So let's say everyone is saying that geniuses take this pill and your IQ goes up by 49% or whatever the angle is that everyone's using. If that works, fine. I may run that, do some variations. But if I was going to sit down and think about it, I think about, okay, here's what pops in my head. Why would someone want to raise their IQ? Because just becoming smarter is a benefit, but it's not the real benefit behind the benefit. So I would think, and this is live, I'm doing this live. I haven't thought this out. So I would think, what's the real benefit of taking a brain supplement to make your IQ go higher? And first thing that pops in my head is so I can make more money. So all of a sudden I have a financial angle, and that is something like make more money taking this supplement. This supplement and increase your income by 82% instantly or whatever. That's an angle. That's the beginning of an angle. So I would use photos of money. No one's doing this yet. If you guys are running brain, someone test it, post it in the forum. I'd use images of money, and I'd say the highest paid people on earth are using this secret supplement. Or something like a man went from minimum wage to $1 million a year with this. Now, I'm not recommending you use that because unless you have an actual case study, that's probably against a lot of rules. I'm just talking off the top of my head. None of this is real. I'm not running this campaign. But that's an angle I would come up with, a financial angle on a brain supplement. Here's another one. Why would you want to get smarter? To get women. All of a sudden we have a sex angle. Use this super supplement to get mind control over women. Photos of women in bikinis with unattractive guys. And say things like women love geniuses, or this genius married a supermodel. This high IQ super genius married a supermodel. Something like that. And just, you have to look at the benefits behind the benefits of whatever the offering of the product is. Auto insurance. Let's do a few of these. You know what? Someone remind me, because I'm going to do a challenge in the forum and we're going to do these together. We're going to mastermind angles. This can be really interesting because I could do this all day long. But let's do a few more real quick while we're all here. Let's do auto insurance. And the benefit is save money on your auto insurance, right? But why would someone want to save money on their auto insurance? As a man, I would think in order to better take care of my family, if I could save $100 a month on an auto insurance, that's going to help me be a better provider for my wife and children. Might even get my wife to have sex with me more. Oh my God, I need to write these down because this is good. This is a good one. What if it was something like, what would $100 extra a month mean for you and your wife? And then the bullet points would be a romantic dinner, a trip to the movies, a date. Or what would $100 extra a month mean to your children? New pair of shoes, a new iPhone or an iPad. Extra lunch money, whatever. Be a hero for your family. That's like how I would look at an angle. So of course you want to save money on auto insurance because you want to save money. But why do you want to save money? To be a better provider for your family. Then you have all kind of bullet points you can list on that. Why else would you want to save money on auto insurance? To beat the system and screw the man. The man is taking your money and giving you nothing in return. That's what the insurance industry is. Stop letting the man take advantage of you. Click here. Are you sick of giving your hard-earned money to an invisible demon who's giving you nothing in return? And make all the bullet points are get even with society, get the money you have coming to you, beat the system. All you have to do is click this link and fill out this form. Those are a few examples. That's what I do. I would probably write them down though, but because we're recording this, I'm just going to record them. And if someone wants to post them in the Mad Society thread for this Q&A, that will be excellent. And then I'm going to start a contest. That's a good idea. I'm going to do this in April. Because this is one of the most powerful things about affiliate marketing. If you can do this, man, some of my biggest campaigns have come from this. Now, some of my biggest campaigns have also come from just copying other people's ideas and doing slight variations. But sometimes when you turn it on your head, that's when big things can really happen. And that's when the entire industry will copy you soon. But that's probably one of the most powerful lessons I can give you guys. And I should do a post about this either on my blog or in the forum about the benefit of the benefit. The deeper reason, like why would a woman want to lose weight? To weigh less on a scale? No one cares what they weigh on a scale. They worry about how they look for the opposite sex. You know, there's some deep, deep stuff that goes on behind the buying experience. Like women don't want to lose weight so that they can just weigh less on the scale. If everyone could just get fat and still get laid and married and all that stuff and be healthy, everyone would be fat and eat ice cream and burgers every day. I would do heroin, eat hamburgers and ice cream for every meal. If it didn't affect me physically and I could still be attractive and healthy and sleep well, I would do heroin and cocaine every day and eat hamburgers and ice cream every day. Wouldn't you? These women would too. But for some reason, they want to lose weight. Maybe their husband's going to leave them. Maybe their husband's cheating on them. Is your husband cheating on you? Get even with this weight loss supplement. I've seen those angles on a skincare thing before. In Asia, they were doing this really hard many years ago, and they're starting to do it in the US over the last year. But one of the biggest skincare angles was that an older woman caught her husband cheating on her with a young girl, and she used the skincare product to look younger. I don't know if it's true. I never tried it. I don't know if the company actually had a customer that did that or not. Who knows? Hopefully they did. But that was one of the angles being used. And that's the benefit of the benefit. What's the benefit of looking younger? Vanity? Maybe. But there's probably something deeper. I want to look younger. The woman's head, she's thinking, I want to look younger because I'm scared my husband's going to cheat on me. Or I want to look younger because the younger girls at the office get more pay raises. Or I want to look younger because I'm going to a high school reunion and I want to show all these bitches what time it is. You know, close your eyes and start going deep with the angle. And you'll come up with some really cool stuff. And if you want help, post in the society and we'll help you. I do this for my coaching students all the time. I do a coaching service. I don't advertise it, but I've had a steady flow of students for the last few months. A couple of you guys are in here. And it's one of my favorite things to do is take an existing boring offer like an auto insurance or a credit report and just turn it on its head. Start with what people are already doing, find the one that works, and then figure out how to turn it on its head. Write that down. Turn it on its head. Go deep. What's the benefit of the benefit? If you're taking notes, write that down. Because it can be applied to anything. Make money online. Why would a man want to make money online? Maybe his boss isn't treating him right. You don't want to make money online just to get rich. What do you want? You want freedom. So you do a freedom angle. You do a get even with your boss angle. You know, it just goes all day long. Anyway, we could do this for 2 hours alone, but I'll go ahead and move on. I hope that answers your question. If it's Francisco, I hope I got that right. That was a great question. We could tune in and do these every day. I have so much fun doing this stuff. We will start just an angle mastermind, and someone can post their campaign and we'll all kick in. The thing with Mad Society, guys, let's take a quick break from questions. The thing with Mad Society is what you have here is a forum, yes, but it's not for me to do tech support for all of your questions and campaigns. That's not what Mad Society is for. And if you're expecting me to do that, you're going to be disappointed. And some people have come and they expected me to post solutions and step-by-step case studies every day, and they got pissed off and left. A couple people have told me that. But what we have here is a killer mastermind of 250 people at this point. And it's a closed society where we can share ideas openly like this. Help each other with angles. Tell them what your campaign is. Who gives a shit? Post your landing page. Even if everyone in the society stole your landing page, you probably wouldn't feel it much. But we've got to have fun with this society and use it for what it is. It's a huge mastermind of genius people. But if you're scared to share what you're doing, how can we help you? How can I help you if you won't tell me what you're doing? But if you come to me and say, look, man, I'm advertising in the UK, a health insurance campaign, and I want to know angles. Help me with angles, guys. You're going to get some fire answers. But it's very scary, I know. It's part of being in a mastermind. But the key to being in the Mad Society forum / mastermind is being open and asking for help. Because I can post tutorials all day long. Most of you guys won't follow them anyway. Like, I would be really curious to know how many people have tried my ad optimization launch process. Out of the 250 members we have, I wonder how many people have actually tried it. I would guess 1, 2. Peter's post about the single widget ID. That is a way that every single one of our members could start making money this month, if not this week. But I wonder how many people have actually done it. And I don't mean done it once, tried it, failed, and quit and moved on. I mean tried it 3, 4, 5 times until it works. Because I did it myself. Because it was the opposite of what I do on that traffic source. I start big and go and slim it down. He started very small and grew it out, which you end up at the same place. But it was just a different angle. So I tried it. That's the kind of guy I am. I saw him post that. I was like, that's a great idea. Let me launch that. I had it launched within 48 hours. The first widget that I chose to focus on didn't work. It didn't work. I was like, oh, that's weird. Got a couple conversions, spending like $50 a day, lost almost everything. It's like, all right, let me go out and find another one to try. And it took time. I had to spend another few hours setting up the campaign, but I found another widget ID, ran it on that. Didn't work. I was like, this is kind of weird. Maybe this isn't as easy as it seems. And then I was like, well, let me try it one more time. Went out and did it again. And that time it worked. I started 3 campaigns on the same ID. One of them took off. It was spending $50 a day, one ID, and one of the campaigns started making 150-ish revenue. So it was making $100 a day on my 3rd attempt. Now the volume was so low, that was about as much as it could spend per day. So I didn't really pursue it because, to tell you the truth, I already had another campaign that's doing backflips and spending lots of money every day, making lots of money every day. But I made it work. But it wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the second try, but it was the 3rd try that something worked. And if I didn't have anything else going on at that point, I could have grown that campaign up. But like I said, I had other things going on. So I'd be curious to know who's tried it, who's failed, and who's tried again until it works, because it will work. I mean, you have a blueprint there to make at least $100 a day online. You're paying less than that per month to be a member of our mastermind. And you've got some concepts that can make you $100 a day. Talk about ROI on your membership. That's 30x. Anyway, back to the questions. But I really want to know, and if you haven't tried any of these things, if you haven't tried my launch process, or you haven't tried Peter's idea, you need to ask yourself a question. Let's get real serious. When are you going to try? What are you waiting for? It doesn't get any easier than that. I have it set up, but I'm waiting for the network to approve. Now that is a legitimate answer. You're going to be waiting a week. Just be prepared to wait a week. That whole thing is a clusterfuck. That's my advice. Set it up, get it approved, and you're probably going to get denied like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 times. And then be ready, because when the doors open again, like I said, the costs are going to be down, ROI is going to be up. So get ready. Seriously, ask yourself, if you haven't tried that yet, when are you going to try? What are you doing that's working so well that you can't take 2 weeks and really just dive in on a single widget ID? You know what I mean? It's so easy. There's the challenge for you guys. I'll post my process as well, step by step, but it's much more dangerous because I spend thousands and thousands of dollars to find profitable things to advertise on. That's just the way that I do it. And it's dangerous. So if you only have a few $1,000s, you don't want to do it. You're not going to want to do it. But anyway, let's move on. That's my challenge to you. Yours to accept or deny. And if you're watching this on a replay, try something today. Like set a goal to launch and spend the next 2 to 3 to 4 weeks on one campaign, one widget, trying over and over and over. Never give up. And you'll see magical things will happen. All right. 4 o'clock. We're doing well. Several questions to go. The next one's from my man, Millix15, looking sharp in his thumbnail with a tuxedo on. He says, what's a good way to start targeting on Facebook when you start a new campaign? Any information on this would be great. Facebook is one of my favorite traffic sources on planet Earth because of the targeting and the sheer volume. They have billions of users, you know. And if you can get the right campaign working on Facebook, you can print money, create your own future. You can do whatever you want. You can do it without a cloaker, believe it or not. I'm not running on Facebook right now because I'm having a lot of success on other networks, and we've been talking about them in society. I won't say them here because who knows who's going to end up seeing this video. I don't know. But as far as Facebook, how do I start targeting? It's going to depend on the offer. Let's get that out. Let's get the obvious answers out of the way. If it's a weight loss offer, I'm going to start my targeting by the default targeting of women over 35. We know women are the audience. Younger women aren't normally as concerned about their weight, and they're not as overweight as older women. So women over 35, women over 45, women 55 and up. I would do a test on women, and I would split it up into age groups. 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 55, 55 to 65 and up. Something like that. That would be my first test, would be sex and then the age. If I found a hot spot on the age targeting, I would go inside of that age target. So let's say 45 to 55 did 10% ROI. If I want to increase, if it did 2,000% ROI, I would stop targeting at that point. Because who cares? But if I was only at say 10% ROI, my next test would be 55 to 60, or let's say 45 to 50, 55 to, let me say it again, 45 to 50, 50 to 55. I'd split those in half and see which half did better. If one did much better, guess what the next test is? 50 to 50, 55 to 57, 57 to 60, and split it up that way. And I'd keep dissecting it until I hit the ROI that I was happy with. Keeping in mind that the goal is to have the biggest audience as possible. I think some people make a mistake. They'll get on Facebook and immediately start targeting interests age groups, cities, zip codes, and you'll end up advertising to like 87 people. And then you make money, but there's nowhere to grow. There's no volume. So the goal should be to try to find a target on Facebook that's huge, which is why in the beginning I like to start huge. If it's an offer, if it's diet, women, you do what I just said. If it's men, a male muscle enhancer, testosterone booster or something, you would do the same thing. Men, find the age groups, do all the age groups. But if it's something like auto insurance, I would take a shot in the beginning at male and female, 25 and above. The whole damn network all at once. And I would limit the budget because it's going to be a huge ocean of traffic. So I put it on like, $50 a day or something and just see what happened. The hope is that I don't have to do any targeting at all. That's the dream. Fuck interest targeting and age targeting. My dream is to have the whole network converting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't work, then you start splitting things up. First into sexes, test men against women, find which sex works the best. Then start testing age groups, and do the same thing. Then once you figure that out, if you're not happy, then you can start doing interest targeting, state targeting, interests like web page or Facebook pages that they like. You can start to get granular like that, but you will limit your audience by 1,000 times when you do that stuff. That's the way I do it because I like big volume. That's the only way you're going to make $1 million is if you have a huge campaign. You're not going to make $1 million a year doing 65 and up women in the 90028 zip code of Hollywood, California, who like Ron L. Hubbard and have liked the Scientology page. Plus they like football. Plus they like the Dallas Cowboys. Like there's no future in that. You'll make money. Sure. You'll probably do a 500% ROI on $10 a day spent. But that's not my game. Now, if you wanted to do a smaller volume campaign on Facebook that made money from day one, here's what I'd do. Let's say it was weight loss, just for fun. I'm just making this up. I'm not running weight loss on Facebook. I don't do any supplements or anything like that. I'm just using this as an example. But let's say you wanted to run a weight loss ebook on Facebook and you wanted to make profits right away. Let's say you have a small budget. You only have like $1,000 to your name or a couple $100 and you can't lose. I would target things like women who like the Weight Watchers Facebook page. Because we know 100% for sure they have an interest in losing weight. They're probably overweight. Or I would do something crazy like target women who like McDonald's Facebook page. Because we know they're eating McDonald's. There's a 50-50 chance that they're obese. But I would get into some really granular targeting right there. And that's kind of the opposite direction. You start small, make a profit, and then build your nest egg so you could take a big shot like I do. But that would be the flip side. I hope that makes sense. You could also do it with, if you wanted to target men, you just target men who are interested in men's magazines, Penthouse, Playboy. You know that no women are going to be liking those pages. Maybe men 45 and up who like Playboy. I mean, that's a pretty solid targeting option. All kinds of cool stuff you can do with Facebook. Anyway, those are a few ideas of how I target on Facebook. I think page liking would be a very powerful way to make money on a small budget. Whatever the offer is. I don't know what you're running. I don't know what you're doing. If you post exactly what you're doing in the forum, I'll give you some very specific advice. But if you don't, I can't. But I hope that helps, man. And you're in Burbank. Cool. That's just over the hill from me. All right. So the next question is from Benjamin. He says, On native ads, I see advertorials a lot. Obviously, just stealing an advertorial is a good way to start, but sooner or later, I have to write this kind of stuff, right? Would you say that having to write such long copy is a barrier to entry to non-native English speakers? Stop right there. There is no barrier to entry. That's another buzzword we need to kill. Everybody's looking for barriers to entry, and there are none. You say that you're not a native English speaker, which means you live in another country, I would guess. You're somewhere in Europe. You're probably in bed right now. But here's what I have for you. Your problem is already solved. All of the US affiliates, like myself, when we do international campaigns, we have to do exactly what you're going to have to do on the opposite side. So what we do is take web pages that are working in English and have someone translate them to Japanese. And then we put them in Japan and hope for the best. We don't know what the page says. You can put it in Google Translate or whatever, but we have no idea what it says. But you put it out there and you do a test. And if it doesn't work, you can either have a new translation done, or you can do what I do and make small changes to things like the headline. And you can use Google Translate for that. It won't be very good, but you can at least get an idea. You can tweak headlines. You can tweak CTAs, call to action buttons. You can tweak the images that are on the page, because the images translate in all languages. So if you're in Cambodia and you want to advertise in the US and the page that you're stealing has Cambodian women on it, do a test with some American women. There are things that you can tweak without understanding the language that are fine. We, as a US affiliate, I do it with international campaigns all the time. So it's not, it's a small barrier to entry, but I hate that word because it's another fear-based thing. Like, I can't do this because it's a barrier to entry. Bullshit. Bullshit. You could also run campaigns in your native country because you have it much easier there. Like for me, it's much easier for me to run a US campaign because I speak the language, I know the people, I know the lifestyle, I know the cities. So why not do something in your country or in your area? And to tell you the truth, your other question about advertorials being too complex for you to write, that's not really true. You asked, are they templated? A lot of them are templated. Like if you look at a basic affiliate advertorial, a lot of them are the same. They start off with an intro to the story. They talk about someone who's using the product. Then they go into their experience with the product. Then at the bottom, they give their final analysis. And then there are some buttons to buy. That's like the normal template. Some of them are 20 paragraphs long, and I see some guys that advertise, they only use 3 or 4 paragraphs. That works really well sometimes. A lot of times with my students, I'll take their landing page and cut it in half, and the CTR goes up 50%. Like everyone's mind is blown. Like, well, how did you do that? Like, I just removed all your bullshit and gave you the most important 4 paragraphs. So you can make them very easier. And yes, they are templated to some degree. Just start looking at them. Don't overcomplicate it, and just throw up some tests and see what happens. If you can't read the page, who cares? Throw it up. If it converts, you're a winner. If it doesn't, start making adjustments as best you can. No barrier to entry. I don't want to hear any excuses like barrier to entry, guys. If I can do it, you can do it. I didn't graduate high school. I'm dominating. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's cheesy, but it's true. We got to work on your heads because this fear-based mentality shit is an epidemic. All right, next question is from Oleg, who is in Russia, and who says, Privet from Russia. Privet, brother or sister, I don't know, probably brother. We're mostly men here. And his question is, how do you think, will big companies, media buying departments, and affiliate marketing teams beat single affiliates in the next 2 to 3 years, especially on mobile and native? And we're going to have to stop the question right there because, again, I would have to ask you the question, have you launched the campaign yet? Or like, are you actively making money online? Because, again, this is just a fear-based question you're putting in front of your work that you should be doing, which is getting experience in testing campaigns. Don't worry about big companies' media buying departments or affiliate marketing teams beating you in the next 2 to 3 years. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. There are certain times of the year, yes, where big brands at the end of the year, December, normally at the end of the year, big brands dump tens of millions of dollars into places like AOL and Yahoo and Facebook and Google and everywhere, and prices do go up for that month. But that's the only time it makes an impact. But a solo affiliate who's brand new will always have a shot. That's never going to change. It's never going to change because you don't need to take the whole pie. You just need a piece, a crumb of the trillions of dollars a day that are being spent online. You just need a crumb of that to become a multimillionaire or a six-figure guy or whatever your dream is. $100 a day. You can make that on accident, on the crumbs left from the big brands. So no, big media buying departments and affiliate marketing teams are not going to beat out single affiliates in the next 2 to 3 years. Sure, they may make more money than you, but there will always be people making more money than you. If you worry about that, you'll talk yourself out of trying. And we don't want that to happen. So instead of asking questions like this, you should be launching campaigns and asking, hey, what should I be bidding on this ad CTR on XYZ network? What is the best strategy? This is also from Oleg. What is the best strategy for solo affiliates? Should I build a media buying team or maybe make my own websites and apps? I wouldn't do any of that. I would join an affiliate network and start with a CPA product. And don't do any of that other stuff. If you don't build a team right now, you don't have the money or the experience to be of any help to them. Because if you build a team, you have to be able to train that team. A team comes into play when you have so many profitable campaigns and you're making so much money, you can't keep up with it anymore. And you understand it so well that you can show other people how to do it for you. That's when a team comes into play. Let's say you're making $100,000 a month. You're running 4 campaigns in 3 different countries and you're just beat to death. That's when you go, okay, let me hire one employee to take one of these campaigns and see what happens. And then try your best to explain to them what you're doing. Because if you're brand new and you hire a team of media buyers, they're going to look at you and go, okay, boss, what do we do? And you're going to go, I don't know. I haven't made any money. I don't have any idea. I just knew I needed a team. So I hired all you guys. Now I'm $200,000 a year in the hole and I don't have any campaigns running. You want to build it up yourself until you can't handle it anymore, until the money's coming in too fast, then add someone to your team. When you're an expert, that's actually a good way to look at it. I'll write a post about that too if someone reminds me. When to build a team. You don't need a team, but when should you build one? And it should be when you're making so much money so quickly that you don't know how to handle it all. Let's see if there's any other questions in the forum. Just log me out. And we'll log back in and see. But I hope that answers your question, Oleg. I don't mean to be hard on you guys, but I'm giving you the real answers. Like, this isn't sugar-coated. Don't be scared. Quit fucking around. Let's do it. If your question is related to something that doesn't have to do with a live campaign, you're kind of missing the point. Because you're sitting around scared in your apartment or wherever, thinking, I got to build this team. What if I don't have a team? Oh man, should I make an app? Oh man, these big media buying companies like Yahoo are gonna, Walmart's gonna raise my click cost too much. And you're fucked. If that's your mindset, you come in the game and you say, I'm gonna find a way to chip off $100 a day, then 1,000 a day, and then 5,000 a day. I'm gonna figure out a way to chip it off. I'm going to find a way to work within this situation where there are millions of other advertisers, some of them bigger, some of them smaller, some of them are Walmart. And I'm going to find a way to chip off a living. And you can do it, but you have to have that mindset. You can't come in going, oh man, this isn't going to work. Oh, I spent $50 and I didn't make any money back because of Walmart, or because I don't have a team. And affiliate blogger XYZ said you got to have a team. Shit. Fuck all that. Launch campaigns, do what you can. Even if your budget is $10 a day, work with what you have and make it happen. That's what we all did. You know what my budget per day was when I started? $50 a day. That was to me like crazy. But I worked out the math. I had, I think, $15,000 in my life savings that I'd saved up over the last few years. And I thought $50 a day, it wasn't any magic number. I just thought that sounded good. And at $50 a day, I could probably work for several months, even maybe a year, testing things without going broke. And I would have to figure it out before I went broke. Start small, build it up. And there'll be a lot of fears along the way, man. The key is just to keep working through the fears. And you'll make it happen. Now that does it for the forum questions. Thanks everybody for the questions. Some of those were excellent. Some of them were fear-based, and I hope I helped you understand the mindset you need to have. But some of those, especially the angle question, I think was a really fruitful conversation we had. I actually need to go back, review the video, and write that down and try them. And here's the rule. If you're running auto insurance or brain and you try one of my angles, just let me know. Send me a message, yes or no. Did it work? Did it not? That is if you can launch it faster than I can. But I'm already doing well with some other things right now. I don't know that I would test those immediately. But I love doing that. Maybe that could be a great feature for the forum and the mastermind. And I really want to push the mastermind focus to you guys. And keep saying it because I think some of our members aren't using the mastermind in the forum correctly. Like they're waiting for me to lay out the golden path, step-by-step path to riches. Be successful. Follow these 8 steps. How to launch an affiliate campaign. Follow these 3 steps and you'll make $1 million. I can only do so much. The moderators and leaders in the forum can only do so much. Just like any other mastermind. Like I'm in some masterminds now. And with some killers. There are small guys in some, and then there are some monsters. We're talking guys doing over 100 million revenue a year. These are companies, like bigger companies that are doing the big numbers. But if they give me the advice and I don't take action and I don't execute, then it's pointless. But if they give me advice and I try it and it works, it could change my life. It could change the game. Same goes for you. If someone posts an idea in Mad Society and you read it and get excited but don't do it, you're missing the boat, man. You're missing the boat. And that concludes the forum question portion of this broadcast. So now we're going to see if there are any questions in the Q&A. If so, I'll answer them in the next 30 minutes. If not, we are done, boys. Jack says he has launched, and he's probably waiting for approval. Petri says, I have been running businesses for 20 years, and I have never seen such a good business model as affiliate marketing. Not even Intel makes the kind of ROI we can. True story, man. Alex says he's frustrated a little. Not sure what about, but I hope this helps. Jack wants to know, hey man, what's a hot vertical or offer to run on Facebook right now? Man, I don't know. I'm not actually live on Facebook right now. I could do some spying for you, or you could do it yourself. Let me see what have I heard lately? Lead gen in the financial space is being run right now with no clickers. Will it get you banned? I don't know. They change their mind day to day with that. What is your experience with content ad network? You mean content.ad? Is it appropriate for beginners? It's just as good as anything else. It doesn't matter for beginners. I think it's a great place to get traffic and upload ads and test things. There are affiliates making money right there right now. So yeah, it's a great place If you want to start there, start there. If you want to get into other native networks, you know the other ones, Rev Content, Taboola. Outbrain is actually huge. I know they're pretty strict on approvals, but I was looking at some stats the other day, and Outbrain has more market share than almost all of the other native networks combined. I think the order was Outbrain, then Taboola, and then that was like 80% of the traffic. And then the rest where it's like Rev Content, Content.ad, AdBlade, MGID, whatever else. But Content on Ad, I'm not a big advertiser there. I know a few guys that are, and it's just as good as any other place. So if that's where you want to start there. It looks to me like there are no other questions in the box. So it looks like we answered everything, man. Awesome. Let's wrap it up. Thanks to everybody for tuning in for the March live Q&A. I hope this has been helpful. I know I kind of beat your balls. I busted your balls on this one, but that's part of my job. Is I'm out ahead of you guys. I'm like your big brother. Think of me as your big brother. And I'm out 10 years ahead of you. I used to tell this to my younger brother before he passed away. I said, look, bro, I'm 10 years ahead of you, and you're like a mini me. So just when you have a question, ask me, and I might break your balls, but I probably have the answer. So use me for that as a mentor, as a big brother, as your fucking uncle. I don't know. I'm older than some of you guys. I'm younger than some of you guys. But I'm 10 years ahead of you in experience. So I hope that I can help answer, especially the silly fear-based stuff that happens. And it's natural, man. There are 1 million affiliates right now that are scared to launch a campaign because they think they have to have a team or that they can't compete with Walmart. But that's not the case. It's all good. So remember, instead of being fearful about irrelevant stuff like the competition, focus your energy on launching campaigns, executing on ideas that you see in the forum, and taking action as quickly as you can. Spend some money, lose some money, get that trial by fire education, and you will shoot out ahead of the other newbies that you're competing against because they're not going to take action. 99% of people aren't going to try anything ever. They're just going to read and rot. But if you execute, take action on the advice you get, you will be very surprised by the results. I can tell you from experience. I'm a executor. If someone whispers to me, hey man, I think credit reports with this angle on Yahoo search would do well, I'll have that launched the same day before they even launch it. I'll test it and I'll call them and go, yeah, you were right. I'm doing 100% ROI on Yahoo search with the credit reports. They'll go, what are you talking about? So that idea you whispered to me, and I go, oh man, I forgot about that. I haven't even tried it. I'm like, well, here's what I'm doing. Jump on board. That's the way it works. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. The replay will be live. You may be watching it now. Either way, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're a member. I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to helping you, and I look forward to seeing your ideas. I challenge every member of the society to contribute and share, post your ideas, and help each other. That's what we're here for. I can't do it all by myself. I'm just one dude. I have 16 personalities, but there's just one of me, and I only have so much time. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're a member. Be ready for the next one. Always more stuff to come. And on that note, as always, I will see you bright and early in the future. We'll play it out.